You guys are flying. You're going over 100 miles an hour down the metro.
Can I please get a warning? Please. But if I was a cop and the person told me, I'll be like, I might have slapped him like, and I want to give you.
I don't want to slap
so fucking bad. But you told me that your license,
Here's my
you just
thing,
got your license back. I ain't gonna get your license.
I've seen one too many bodies.
I promise I won't do it again.
I've seen one too many bodies, man. You know how many of those homies?
In case you missed it, Young Thug did his first interview since being released from jail, speaking on the beef with Gunna.
I just like to help people, you know.
One of those artists was Gunna. You guys did a ton of songs together.
Yeah.
Very successful on your label.
Yeah.
He was arrested about the same time as you. I think a lot of people wonder what that relationship is like now.
Yeah. I know everybody wondering that.
What's it like?
I don't know.
This all relates to his new song titled Money on Money featuring Future. In the song he raps, Brody you a rat, twin you a pack, as well as the lyrics. These guys telling for nothing, and I gotta be the one calling them friends. Ultimately revealing he's not rocking with Gunna snitching in that courtroom. However, he got in trouble for this. The news wrote, Young Thug's legal troubles continue to bother him. Atlanta police target him well after being released from jail. This resulted in a tweet reading, I'm sorry, but there's no way Young Thug stays out of jail while also being a rapper. The lyrics you need to use to keep fans engaged to songs break his probation every time. But academics predicted all this happening. It was announced, Academics speaks on Young Thug getting released and says the stipulations that he's got are a setup for the court to try to put Young Thug back in jail, explaining it's all a setup for Thug to eventually fail and go to prison for 20 years.
I know some of his fans think he beat the case. He definitely didn't beat the case. Beat the case means you got no stipulations. The Young Thug thing is a win, but it's also a huge setup. If you gonna tell me that they're gonna monitor him on a probationary basis for 15 years. Can't be in Atlanta. Can't communicate with co-defendants or members. He can't rap about, he can't promote any music that has to do with what they believe is activity. But he's always gonna talk about him and his is doing his thing. They might consider that activity. He might be like, yo, me is like, yo, we going to the park getting lit. We going to the club getting lit. They might be like, oh no, you talking about the. So, we celebrating right now because I think we could all see if you follow that trial at all, whether you're a fan of Thug or not, you can see the pain, you can see was going through it. Like he gained a lot of weight. Everybody knows Thug was not that weight, so we happy he got out, but we definitely got to be very cognizant of how it's going to play out.
But everything went crazy after a report shared. Wack 100 says he has 2 hours of footage of Gunna telling on Young Thug in an interrogation room, making many believe the feds are getting ready again for another YSL case.
Hey Gunna, listen, I'm putting it together. I'm gonna give you some time. I don't know, 24 hours, 12 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, 1 hour. I don't know. I'm gonna give you some time though, Gunna, for you to go ahead on and confess to the world about all the telling you did. You know that interrogation? Yeah, guess who got it? 2 hours? Boy, you was in there talking more than Hurricane Katrina. The only thing he did wrong was let him record him. You know what I'm talking about.
As Young Thug would give this attention, doing a small Instagram live saying surprising words but not saying a name.
Stink, I miss you.
I miss you too. What you doing?
Nothing, bored. You don't like him?
No, in my motherfucking room.
Cause you was being mean. He felt your energy.
Man, I don't even play. I fly all the way to LA. Is that?
You ain't gonna touch him.
However, we saw academics leak information of Thug making calls with rappers in the industry, telling them to avoid Gunna back when he was in jail.
The streets are so atrocious. Young Thug told everybody that Gunna was a snitch. I'm telling you this, I don't give a if you believe me. That's what he sent to. Or he sent a message to Dirk, Baby. There's a few other rappers, I just won't call their names. Just because some of them just told me in privacy. All of them rappers start not fucking with Gunna, speaking out, they're chilling away. Thug got out, Gunna kinda hot. Ain't like you're trying to really jump and work with Gunna, but
with this going viral, Thug knew he had to respond, so he hopped on Instagram Live and started laughing.
I'm gonna laugh. I just jumped on here to let you ladies know that yes, a goat can go live. Whoa! What's up? Who up right now? What's up? Who up right now?
However, it was announced quickly after, the head of the Georgia PD Council's gang unit says his office is preparing to defend against a potential 4PF RICO. But what's worse is the police are now mentioning evidence in court, with a court reporter saying, "Investigator V is on the stand. We are listening to wiretapped calls. Someone mentioned that Lil Baby had tickets on some people's heads, meaning Baby placed money to have people dealt with, similar to Dirk's M for hire case."
Like, come on, bro, you know what's finna go on. Like, how the hell you can, you know what I'm saying? They ain't even like that, man. Them got tickets on a lot of these folks, I'm telling you.
We just heard somebody say these folks got tickets on these people. We know what's going on. First of all, who was that said that about the tickets?
Unk, the unidentified male that was being referred to as Unk.
And he's speaking with Mr. Sanders.
Correct.
And what, in your experience, do you know what tickets are?
A price on somebody's head.
What do you mean by, what do you mean on somebody's head? What is that?
Like a bounty.
Okay. To have them arrested?
Harm. Or
And who were they referring to in that portion of the call?
they were saying that they had heard that Dominique Jones had tickets on a lot of people's heads.
Dominique Jones wanted to have people harmed.
Correct.
All right, moving on. Rappers started reacting shortly after. First Young Thug and now Baby are being played by the Atlanta DA. Y'all Atlanta rappers, be careful out there, as it's the same DA that tried to get Young Thug and the one that Gunna made his deal with. But an important update released on Lil Baby saying, Lil Baby taken into county jail for questioning on the passing of Jacody Davis and Lamont Freeman. Please question why he closed 4PF after the crime took place.
Atlanta police are blaming a local rapper's music video for the deaths of two 10-year-olds, and a $50,000 reward is being offered for more information. So far, 7 people have already been arrested.
Between the bullets, it was nothing but bullets, pop, 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 pop.
At least 25 shots fired.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was just a concert. I was waiting for Lil Baby to come buy my tacos up.
As this is when Baby spoke on why he closed his record label 4PF. With it reporting, Baby reveals he ended his record label to avoid it being labeled as a street team.
First 4 Pockets Full had to come to an end. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. When you say of course, I mean, why you say of course?
Because all shit that be going on. And I had to start learning that, like, other people's actions I could be held accountable for.
Right.
I ain't know all that at first, you know what I'm saying? I never would have went that route, but I ain't know, you know what I'm saying? Now that I know, I'd be a fool to just keep the same thing going. They trying to make something out of something that it ain't. Right. Like, if I got any kind of control of, hey, we're gonna switch that whole thing up. It ain't even just about the police, it's just period, you know what I'm saying? Like, I never was supposed to make my label something that I talk about.
As it was this moment when Gunna's lawyer spoke out about the situation. He writes, I was Gunna's attorney, but I am not speaking on his behalf. This long post is solely to set out the truth. Gunna did not cooperate and did nothing and said nothing to affect Thug's case.
And you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance.
Yes, ma'am.
You were present along with Jeffrey Williams, wherein higher and a firearm were recovered. These items did not belong to you.
Yes, ma'am.
He spent 8 months in jail and was released in December 2022 after entering an Alford plea. Gunna's plea could not and was not used at Thug's trial, and he was never even named as a witness. He received a 5-year suspended sentence with no reporting, no travel restrictions, no living restrictions, and no probation. Over the last 2 years, from media reports, he has performed all over the world, achieved international fame and recognition, and earned millions of dollars. Conversely, Thug went to trial and eventually pled guilty and nolo after spending 30 months in jail, received 15 years probation with reporting conditions, and is not even allowed to live in Atlanta. Those that have and continue to badmouth Gunna, get over it. Enough said. However, a fan tweeted out and went viral for posting, once y'all learn the entire effects of Gunna snitching in that YSL trial, then you'll realize why Thug and Baby will never be cool with him again. Because it was soon after announced, the Atlanta Police Department is calling out Lil Baby, saying his actions led to the passing of 2 young individuals last summer. During a press conference, the Atlanta PD announced 7 arrests had been made in connection to the passing of Jacody Davis and Lamont Freeman. Major Ralph stated the incidents were part of a gang war that started with an incident at Lil Baby's music video shoot last May, where 3 people were injured. The officer added on in reference to Lil Baby by saying, this team will work relentlessly to hold you accountable.
The investigation aspect of this, Lamont Freeman was allowed to be a 13-year-old for 27 minutes before gang violence ultimately took his life. Gang violence was orchestrated by adults in our city. And cowardly acts of an Atlanta-based rapper that decided to go over into a rival gang stronghold and shoot a music video in a place that he knew he should not have been. And in the subsequent days, we saw and ultimately the deaths of 2 children as a result of his cowardly actions. And you know who you are. And I tell you that this team will work relentlessly to hold you and the persons that you are affiliated with responsible for those actions.
As Baby recorded a music video on an ops block. However, the only reason something happened is because a lady featured on the news also posted that Lil Baby was there on Facebook, which alerted Baby's ops to the location.
Where y'all at? We over here kicking it. We got Lil Baby shooting a video around here. You know how we do it at Slapping Taco. Baby, there he go, there he go. Y'all see him? He came to get him some tacos, baby. Y'all better pull up, cause you already know how he doing this Slapping Tacos, baby.
According to the police, the ops weren't even aware Baby was there filming. It was just her video that got the ops' attention and made them pull up. But weirdly, the feds are still blaming Lil Baby. But we saw academics reveal the trap Fani Willis is placing on rappers. Because the next week it was announced, Baby was arrested Monday night for carrying a concealed firearm without a permit and was sent to the Clark County Detention Center, where he was being held on $5,000 bail.
I need 20 bands, call his number for me. Hey, security, the black guy, call his number for me. Locking me up for a gun, but I got license. Security, I need 200 bands a year. I swear to God, security. Security, I need 200 bands a year. You don't make 200 bands here. Hey, lady, my check leave at 9:10. Nah, check me good. I got a in my nuts. Check me good. You on the camera? I got a in my nuts. Check me good. I got a. All right, y'all let me that car shoot myself in the head. Y'all.
However, it gets much deeper because 8 months ago, academics revealed on stream the evidence file of 4 PF on RICO documents.
I've heard 2 of them. Like, I've heard the 2 of them. They're like, yo, these are going first, then these are going first. I've heard the names. And I don't know if I should say it. Again, I got nothing to do with no investigation for nothing, whatever. But these are top rappers. Well, one's a top rapper. The other one, matter of fact, I'll do the segment without saying the name. I'll just say this. I believe you know who the obvious name is. They're in Atlanta. They go by three letters. They've been popping. One of the top, I would say, 3 rappers in the game.
But now in present day, with the YSL case being over, academics revealed everything, because Baby's recent arrests are a clear sign of him being targeted by the feds.
I'm gonna tell you some things that you're gonna have to take my word or don't believe it. It's fine. I don't care either or. When Fani Willis started targeting YSL, Fani Willis had a bunch of people to target. She wanted Thug, she got YFN. So she got YSL, YFN. Eventually, they were gonna get to 4PF. That's one of the reasons they changed their names, by the way. Except, from what I heard, the feds told them, it's okay, we got it. So the feds told him, like, it's okay if you dismiss the charge. So they didn't go that hard with trying to get Dirk, especially after Vaughn died. They dropped that case. They dropped it, but the feds has realized we gonna get Dirk eventually. You doing the math? You see why Lil Baby is moving the way he been? Because Lil Baby hasn't been on Fed watch. He's been on county state watch.
And with Fani Willis being unsuccessful with prosecuting Young Thug, she wants to try Lil Baby next, as many people actually believe it's due to Gunna's snitching on why Baby is being targeted. Because just 1 month after Gunna was released, Lil Baby was arrested on illegal window tints.
Huh? Man, you know why I pull you open up these windows? They tinted. You can't see nothing out.
I'm a celebrity, man. Nobody can't see me. Give me my ticket. Let me ride.
I don't know what celebrity you are.
It don't matter. They give me my ticket. Let me ride. I can't have nobody seeing me right here. I'm gonna let my window up.
Oh yeah, you good, but you can't have that tinted window, man.
Alright, just give me the ticket. Have a good day, man.
Now, who are you? You say you
My name Lil Baby.
Okay, I just need you to sign right here, okay?
You got a pen?
827.
You don't be want to have these. You gotta have tickets in Atlanta. These folk crazy. I take a ticket, then somebody follow me home.
Put a 32.
Huh?
You can put a 32. If you got a medical exception, you can get the 10.
The body cam footage would end up corrupting, leaving many wondering how did Lil Baby end up getting arrested for this altercation. Lawyers online believe Baby's name was flagged when put into the system, and another officer down the street pulled him over and arrested him for unknown reasons. Luckily for Lil Baby, he flew out his lawyer, which had him walking out on bail that same night.
money.